But in the meantime, I just want to say hi to everybody. I hope that you have had an exceptional day. We are in week 2 of the new year. I hope that you guys have gotten off to a crazy, amazing start this year. Thus, the reason for it, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. And my eyes are burning for some reason. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes to get on. Somebody fussed at me on last week because they're like, you always start before I get on, like you're starting early. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get on here and be ready to go. But anyway, so leading up until the new year, ready for the word. Girl, go away. That's my daughter, y'all. So please keep her under control. She's here for the holidays. And so I'm enjoying having her here. She's been away at college, so we are having a grand old time together. I only have her for a little while longer before she has to go back to school. Good evening, Miss Angela. It's so good to see you tonight. Welcome, 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 everybody. Tamiko, Shanita, welcome, welcome, welcome. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this conversation. Well, so what has been happening is, and the reason that I ended up here today, so a couple of weeks before the new year, I kept running into people who kept asking me self-confidence, self-esteem questions. And the reality is, a lot of people, the people that I bumped into, somebody's saying, hold on, I'm trying to read this thing. Happy New Year, Angela. And let me say Happy New Year's to anybody that I haven't said Happy New Year's or greeted with a Happy New Year thus far. But let's jump right into tonight's topic. Tonight, I want to talk to you guys about self-actualization. If you don't know what that is, I will give you a little more insight into that topic in just a little bit. But leading up into the new year, I kept meeting tons and tons of people who would always ask me, how do you have such self-confidence? How are you so confident? How do you just know? And so they're asking me, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you become more self-confident? How do you walk in more and higher self-esteem? And bigger than that, people were even asking me, how do you stay motivated? You're always so energized and so excited and about life and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And if I can be honest with you guys, there are days when I have to check myself and I have to check my level of motivation. For the most part, I will say 8 times out of 10, I do live a very highly motivated life. But I think the reason for that is because I live also a self-actualized life based upon needs and not wants, based upon who I am and the authenticity of myself versus, what other people's approval and versus not having this, that, or the other. Those things don't make or break me. And let me go back just a little bit. And the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you guys, so I guess about 3 years ago, and it started with the recession. So when the recession happened, my husband lost his job, things were just crazy. And so we had to learn how to live with like very minimal, right? And so in that process, I realized that a lot of what we had, we didn't necessarily need. We just had it just for the sake of being able to say, you know what, I'm wealthy, or I have this, I got 4 cars, I got, all this, that, and the other. So anyway, over the course of those years, as years progressed, I realized and I began to downsize on my own. And I remember having a conversation with my husband when things started to get back to normal. And I said to him, I said, I really don't feel like we need all these things. Like it's just stuff. I really want us to get to a place to where we live at our bare minimum. And so we went through a process, and this is before minimalization became a thing and all of that. But what happened more so in that process, it wasn't even more so about the minimalizing of my lifestyle or of things or the way I viewed life. But it also, what it did was as the stuff was gone, I had to deal more so with myself because I didn't have all the stuff blocking. I didn't have all the cheering and rah, rah, rah and hoorays and people encouraging me. Because I'm going to be real with y'all. When you're going through something, it seems like everybody disappears. It's one thing when you have everything and you can give people money and you can be everywhere hanging out with everybody. But it's another thing when you can't go out with your girlfriends because you don't have the money to. So you're forced to sit in your own self stuff, right? You're forced to sit into a space to where you have to look at who you are, where you have to assess what you really value in life, right? So anyway, as we talk about self-confidence, it also caused me, as I went through this process of self-confidence building, I began to doubt myself because What I had done and what self-confidence causes you to do is it causes you to look at all of the stuff that you have, right, in relation to who you are. And you start to put your confidence in that. You know, we're talking about abilities, right? You look at your abilities, and now because you're performing at the top of your game, you're the best football thrower. You're the best singer on your choir. You're the best these abilities or what have you. You put all of your power and your self-worth and your confidence or what have you in your abilities, in specific qualities about yourself, right? And so self-confidence is fleeting, right? It can come and go. It's there when you have it, and it leaves when you don't, right? The reality of it is that self-confidence relies on people cheering you on, people being in your corner, people telling you, oh my God, girl, you're the best psalmist in the world. But what happens if you're in a car accident and now you one leg short, and so you can't run as fast as you used to run? Where is self-confidence then? What happens when you are the life of the party and you turning up buying drinks for everybody because your money is long? And now you no longer have the money to ability, right? You no longer have the money to buy drinks all around. What happens to your confidence then? What happens when your confidence is in the fact that, you know what, I work, I ball hard, I go hard at work, I got 5 cars, I got 3 houses. What happens when all that stuff is gone? So fast forward a little bit, because I can't go into that, even talking about from the standpoint of when you still have those things. What happens when you go on a job interview and everybody in that interview has the exact same skill set that you have, from the standpoint of you went to, and not to devalue any said college, but you went to Richland College and you got an associate's from there, but then the person sitting next to you has a PhD from Harvard or Yale. What happens to self-confidence then, right? What happens when it's placed into all these external things, which is most times what self-confidence is built on. It's built on some external thing. And so what I'm challenging you tonight is to move to the next level that comes after self-confidence or high self-esteem, and move into self-actualization, where you understand you are living and operating in your highest potential. And it's not reliant upon all the external things, your abilities, qualities about yourself. It's more so reliant on who you are authentically as a person, right? So I was sharing with a friend this morning. We were having a conversation about who she was. And when I asked her who she was, she gave me, her cookie cutter answer about her experience, her 20 something years of experience, blah, 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 whatever. And she contacted me because she was like, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. And she and I had a conversation, and I began to share with her the things that I saw in her. And imagine if you said this instead of saying what everybody else is saying. But it's so easy to get caught up in the experience, right? It's so easy to get caught up in the certifications that we have. But what is it that truly gives you the confidence to do what you do? What is it truly at the core of who you are allows you to get up every day super crazy excited about life, living passionately, motivated about life? It's at the core of who you are that you will find those answers. And so a lot of what causes me to live, and a lot of what pushes me to move forward, and a lot of what causes me to stay motivated and to be confident is not that it's because my confidence is not in the fact that I'm strategic. There are days I sit in meetings and I'm blank. I ain't got nothing. So does my confidence go away because I can no longer come up with these crazy creative ideas? No, it doesn't. Does my confidence go away because now I got a pimple over here, a pimple up here, and makeup won't even cover it up? Or I wake up and now, where I am right now, I can't fit any of my clothes. And so now I have to go to my bottom tier of clothing. Is my self-confidence lower because now I got to wear dresses that I don't necessarily think are the cutest dresses, or pants that I think are granny pants, or whatever it may be? That's where self-confidence lies. It lies in yourself. It lies in superficial things. But now self-actualization is the next level of that. And what I'm challenging you guys is to begin to dig a little deeper. See, because self-actualized people, they spend a lot more time in silence and meditation and just quiet space, right? When you meet self-actualized people, you can see the difference. It's no longer self-confidence because you just see something different about the way that they operate, the way that they engage people, right? It's just a totally different ball game. They reverence people. You watch how they reverence life. They have a different level of understanding, what I like to call wisdom. See, confidence, you operate in knowledge. Self-confidence is based in knowledge. Like you can go into a room and say, well, I'm top of my class and I know this, that, and the other about psychology. And I know this about business. And so that's what makes me confident and an expert in my field. You can go into all that. But when you are self-actualized, it comes from a space of authenticity. It comes from a space where you've learned to settle in and be good with just you and who you are. You've learned to require things. You've learned to require more of people and those around you. You learn that it's when there's no applause that you still can go forward. You learn that when you go into an interview while everybody else is looking at experience and everybody else is trying to talk up, well, guess what? I'm top of my game in this. I have this experience in that. When you are self-actualized, you can go into a interview and say, you know what? See, while everybody else, they know we got all the same experience across the board. We got all the same qualifications across the board. But see, me, the thing that I do is I operate in wisdom. I assess things before jumping in. It's not because I know a thing. I don't go into something. Hey there, Jay Denise. I don't go into something thinking that I know everything. See, when you are a self-actualized person, you know that you don't know everything and you allow the flow of life to speak to you so that you can truly have impact. And so today I want to challenge you guys because there's a different level of power that I want to see you guys move in. When you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and you ask me, how do I get to that place of self-actualization? See, confidence is where when you look at yourself and you have self-confidence, you're looking at, oh my God, I'm almost there. That's what you should be saying to yourself. When you look at self-confidence and you look at high self-esteem, you should be looking at it saying, oh my God, looking at, the studies that have been done. And then when you talk about motivation, it comes from the space of having your needs met. A lot of the reason why you don't have confidence is because you haven't had your basic level needs met. So you need to look at your life and you need to say, okay, let's start at tier number 1, our physiological needs. Let's start right there at the basic bare level, having food, having water, having warmth, having enough sleep. That's a basic level need. Right? How many of you can say your basic level needs are being met? And so now you are struggling with self-confidence because guess what? I can't even eat. I don't even know how I'm going to eat today. You know what? I can't sleep because I'm so stressed out. I don't know how to live. I can't sleep because I need a job to pay my bills and all this stuff has me stressed out. So then now it pulls from your self-confidence. So you can't even make it to the point of self-actualization because your self-esteem and your confidence is being challenged because your needs aren't being met. So then we can move it up and take it up to another tier. And we talk about safety, not having shelter, right? Not having the shelter over your head to protect you from the elements, to protect you from danger, to protect you from whatever it is outside. Not having security in your life, not having the right relationships to nurture you and sustain you. And you wonder why your confidence is faltering. It is because your needs are not being met. So what I'm challenging you today, when you look at self-confidence, when you look at, okay, why am I struggling so in my life? Why am I not getting to the place that I need to? Your needs are not being met. So now your responsibility, and we're going to take it to the next tier. And this is the most serious, right? This is where I get the most upset because we allow people to come into our lives. You talk about the need of love and belonging. So you wonder why your confidence isn't there, but you're in relationships that devalue who you are. There is no honor in your relationship, even on the barest level, right? You work at a company where they devalue you every day. So now even in the area of business and life, you can't even thrive. So I'm challenging you. When you look at self-confidence, see, the reason why I was able to get to a place of self-confidence is because my needs were being met. What are your needs? See, a lot of times, and the thing I try to do with Mindfully Fit 365, thank you guys so much for the thumbs up and the hearts. I truly appreciate it. And so one of the things that I've had to take ownership of in my own life, and I had to realize for myself, is as I was going through life, I would always look at things and I'd be like, okay, and we'll talk about love, because I had my cousin posted something about love today. And her question was, why is it that people who supposedly love you do things that are contrary to being an example of that love? Why do they still do wrong stuff and stuff that hurts you when they love you? Because they don't love you. They don't understand love to love you. They don't love themselves. So we have to get a clear understanding of our needs. What are your needs in relation to love? What does real love look like, right? We have to have these type of things answers, because let's be real about it, y'all. Most of us don't even know real love. That's why when you're in these relationships and they're dysfunctional, you're settling for stuff that is not love. And it's not saying anything wrong with the person per se, but that they need to do some work on themselves. They need to learn what love is and how to love themselves. And so with all that being said, if you're struggling with self-confidence, because until you master self-confidence, you will never move into self-actualization. Okay? Self-confidence and high self-esteem is the precursor or the prerequisite to self-actualization. So I'm challenging you guys today as we talk about confidence. It has nothing to do with, people will tell you, I've watched TED Talks and people say, just do something repetitively and you'll get great at it and you will have lies. Let me tell you why that is a lie. Because I could wake up every day and go on a job and do a task every single day. But if my boss comes to me and tells me how crappy I am and how sucky I am, devaluing my sense of security, devaluing my need for love and belonging, but devaluing my need for respect, I will never see that level of self-confidence. If I have to go home every day to a woman or a man that talks crazy to me, I can show up every day and cook a mean meal. I could be mean in the kitchen, but I would still lack self-confidence because that man or that woman devalued who I was as a person. They devalued the work that I did. So this is why, and I'm going to wrap this up with a bow, and I'm sorry, forgive me, my eyes are burning like crazy. Let me finish it with this. The reason we have to move into self-actualization, we have to move beyond self-confidence, is at the end of the day, we are going to see greater levels of impact when we move into self-actualization, because we will finally find a place of authenticity that is unshakable, that is not determined by who's in your life. And it's only in that place that you develop such a level of consciousness and awareness that you can live in such a dysfunctional world and it never shift who you are called and created to be. But the hard part is pressing past the place of self-confidence, because it is at those lower foundational levels of your needs being met that you actually learn who you are through the tests and trials that you experience from people and things and just elements in your life that speak contrary to the authenticity of who you are. So with that being said, let me wrap this up and put a bow on this thing and send y'all on your way for tonight, because I still got to cook dinner because my family got needs and they need to eat. So with that, let me finish it with this. The reason why I am doing this video is because I am meeting so many people who are struggling in the area of self-confidence, and it's hindering their life. It's hindering them being able to move into that next level of fulfillment, right? It's hindering them being able to live on a plane of just peace, love, joy, and total life satisfaction. And I want that for each and every one of you. See, what we're going to have to stop doing is stop teaching about core level things, because I'm going to be real with y'all. As a trainer, the thing that I always tell people is that I'm not here to tell you stuff that you don't necessarily not know. I'm here to give you a different perspective on things, because see, the problem is we know everything. So because we know everything, we done got comfortable in a space of, okay, this is the way it's going to be. And I understand that if I want more, I just got to do this one thing. But now we don't, what we haven't dealt with is what's at the core that's keeping us from moving to that next level of doing a thing. And so the thing that I want more than anything as I teach, as I train, is I want to help you get down to the core issues. So it's not enough for me to come on here and speak about self-confidence. Self-confidence is great. And for a lot of years, I had self-confidence, but it wasn't until I moved into self-actualization, which came from having a new level of awareness and spiritual consciousness, because that's who it was in that place that I found my ultimate true highest self, right? And I'm still seeking for new levels of that, right? So even when you make it to a level of self-actualization, you are still going to have to go through levels of that, right? So with all that being said, I want to challenge you guys in this season to stop looking at things on a core level, even from the standpoint of fear and how we deal with fear. It's easy to give you these top 10 steps to deal with fear. But see, when I teach on fear, I teach you the other aspect of that. I teach you the stuff that ain't nobody talking about. Because there's so much core level stuff that we're not understanding because we don't have revelation. See, we have knowledge, but not enough people are operating in wisdom and revelation. So I can't share a thing with you until I get revelation on it for myself. I don't share stuff with you just because I researched something and now it sounds good. I share with you when I receive new levels of revelation, when I receive new levels of wisdom. That's the only time I come on here and share something with you. I've been sitting on self-actualization for a year now, and it's like this just doesn't make sense to me. These tears and finding levels of motivation. And then it was clear to me that at the end of the day, guys, we got to get back to ensuring that our basic foundational needs are being met so that we can reach our highest potential. That's why most of us are not where we are supposed to be today, because the basic level foundation is not there. So, and that's what Mindfully Fit 365 is. It's about, let's dig in that thing and let's get real about this stuff. See, because when you reach a level of self-actualization, now you can operate in honesty and truth. Now you can tell the truth and take ownership when you screw up. And it's not a big deal, and it don't affect your confidence, because you can look at somebody and say, you know what? Oh my God, I sent that email and I wasn't supposed to send that email, but guess what? I fixed it. Because now you operate in a new level of problem solving. Because see, self-actualized people, they are about getting results. They are about problem solving. They look at a problem and they don't let it consume them. See, self-actualized and I can't even say the word. I done said it so many times, it's tying my tongue. But self-actualized people, you talk about boldness, and you talk about having clarity and just knowing who you are. See, that's what it means to be self-actualized. You know that you know that you know. So when people come to you with offers and it don't fit who you are in your self-actualized state, and you know that it's no good for you. See, a self-actualized person can turn down an offer because they know what is meant for them. They will walk into that thing. They understand predestination, and they live in accordance to it. So I'm challenging you guys again. Reverence life, right? And when you learn to reverence life, I want you also to begin to assess wants and needs. Yeah, you may want that man who's super fine, or that woman who got a big old super gigantic butt. You may want that, but is that a need? We have to, when we start picking relationships, we have to elect to be in relationships with people who know how to support our highest potential, not right where we at. See, right now you just want Johnny, or you just want Mary because you just need to get some. That ain't got nothing to do with your highest potential. So now you done met somebody and they fine, and you looking at a want. So now you got this fine woman or this fine man laying next to you, but they can't nurture here. They can't nurture here to move you into the next level of self-actualization. Now you on a job. You done picked a job because, oh my God, if I don't work today, I'm going to lose everything I got, which is nothing. So now you on a job that doesn't nurture your gifts, your purposes. And then now you working every day, spending 12 hours on a job, and you only got a good 15 in a day where you woke, and you're spending all these hours on a job that doesn't nurture your highest potential. All because you're doing things out of want and not needs. We have to get back to needs if we want to ever move to the level of self-confidence so that we can realize self-actualization. So with that, okay, I'm gone for real this time. So remember, guys, because I got to get out of here. I still got to cook and feed my family. And I got a big day tomorrow. But what I guess I need you guys to hear and to take ownership in this season, there's a requirement of depth, right? There's a requirement because the reality is now everybody got a college degree. Everybody and they mama can sing, right? Everybody and they mama, has the experience. So what separates you? So now you're going to have to find something deeper, greater to separate you in the marketplace. Whether you're a business owner, whether you're a career professional, whatever it is, you're going to have to find something deeper that separates you. You're going to have to find something so profound to where when they look at it, you know what? Forget experience. Forget all these people got the same exact experience. They have the same exact degrees. But Keisha? But DeAndrea? But Mia? That's where we have to get to. And so with that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to put some Visine in these eyes. And I'm going to get me some rest tonight because, see, that's one of my needs. And I've begun to honor that. I begun to honor, the other day I was downstairs writing, and in the middle of the day, it's like 2:00. I all of a sudden just felt a wave of tiredness just overwhelm me. And all of a sudden, I just get up off the couch and I close my laptop and I just lay in the middle of the floor and I put my headphones in and I put on my meditation music. And then 2 hours later, I get up off the floor and my daughter says, what did you just do? She was just like, she said, I was watching you, were so still. And she said, I thought you fell asleep and I didn't want to wake you because your eyes didn't open up. And I said, I just needed a moment. I just needed to relax. I just needed to honor my body because I felt my body. I felt this tension rising up and I felt this overwhelming sense of just being tired and just overwhelmed. And I just got in the middle of the floor and I just laid there and I just enjoyed my meditation music and I just rested. Honor your temple. Honor your needs. You know what you need. Quit second guessing it and quit allowing people to tell you contrary to what you know that you need. And, even when I coach people, I don't coach people based upon my standard sessions that I do, blah, 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 whatever. When I coach people, I say, tell me what you need. You know what you need. Tell me specifically what you need. And then all I am here to do is to help you birth it. That's all I'm responsible for doing. I'm not here to tell you no extra stuff you don't need. I'm not here to make it sound profound, to give you the 12 steps. Forget all that. Tell me what you know in your spirit that you need to produce, and let's produce it. That's the way I coach. So at the end of the day, with that, guys, remember, be good to yourself, right? You got to love yourself. You got to care for yourself. You got to set standards and you got to set boundaries. You got to know what you know because God has spoken it to you. Live from your true, authentic self unapologetically, pursuing and overtaking. And when they won't give it to you, go take it. When they won't give it to you, create it. Quit waiting for people to allow you to live. And that's what this is all about. That's what Mindfully Fit 365 is about. You know why I have such motivation? It's because I'm living in and on purpose. I live in and on purpose every day. Even when I have to do things that I don't necessarily want to do, I find a way to bring purpose to it. Please, 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 for 2017, get in and live on purpose. It is there that you will find clarity on who you are authentically called to be. It is there that you will find passion. It is there that you will find fulfillment. And it is that purpose that moves you into and sustains you in the space of self-actualization. With that, guys, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And remember, as your soul prospers, so shall you prosper in life and in health. So get your soul right, and you will see everything else in your life line up with it. I will see you guys on next Monday at 7:30. Spread the word. Tag somebody in this video. Share it on your page. Send somebody, and let's make this a community. I don't know everything. All I know is what I hear, and that's I love you more, Mia. You can't love me more than I love you, girl. Guys, I need your support just as well. If you need mine, let me know. Tag me. I don't mind sharing stuff because guess what? At the end of the day, nobody in my network belongs to me. Nobody. So I don't mind sharing things. I don't mind supporting people. If you need me to come and support you, let me know. Because guess what, guys? We were created to connect. We were created to be unified, to serve each other, to honor each other, to have reverence for each other, to reverence life. And I'm encouraging you guys, with everybody in your network, begin to do the same. It is only in that space that you will have self-actualization. When you understand that this life really ain't about our wants. It's really about us focusing on our needs and having our needs met so that we can meet the needs of others. Because guess what? If you don't know what your needs are, how are you going to meet anybody else's needs? So even as you begin to seek a partner in life, recognize what it is that you have need of. Because you can't give something that you are not. You can't give something that you don't have. So take care of yourself. And I'm not saying be selfish, but you have to have a little bit for yourself. I'm willing to give 80 to everybody else, but I'm going to at least reserve 20% for Keisha, because Keisha needs her piece to keep her going. And I encourage you guys to do that also. So with that being said, guys, I'm out of here. Y'all have an exceptional night. I'll see y'all next Monday at 7:30, unless God gives me something else to share. I've been just, oh my God, I've been studying like crazy, and I've just been having such an amazing time. Every time I talk to my mother, every time I talk to a friend, every time somebody calls me, it just opens my eyes to all the levels of needs that we have, right? We have such depth of need. And it's crazy, in a world filled with so much information, you can Google anything. So why is it in a world that you can Google everything, we still struggle with such poverty? We still struggle with such mental illness. We still struggle with even depression, right? With all the information out there, we still struggle with who we are. Why is that? Because the information that is out there is superficial stuff. Nobody is sharing wisdom anymore. Who gonna say Angela's? Angela, okay. I made it in too late, Angela. Usually that's what I try to do so I can just ramble on and on. But the thing that I've been trying to do is before my husband gets home, and I try to cook, because when he gets home, he's so tired from working all day that he just conks out. So I try to have dinner ready before he gets home, but that hasn't been the case, because this year, the new year, I have really been running. Y'all don't understand. Like, I have no excuses this year. This year, you may tell me no, but just know, if you tell me no, you want to be on my team. Because if you tell me no, I'm coming for you. Because I want my portion of what you got. Just because you said no, okay? So this year for me, I am all about getting it in. I'm all about, if you won't give it to me, I will create it. I'll try to work with you and unify, and we can work together and all that. But what I'm not going to do in this season is wait for people to give me things. I've done it that way. And at the end of the day, like, there are things that I need to birth, and I can't keep waiting for people. So I'm all for partnership, and I totally believe in partnership. But see, in this season, all my partnerships are going to be divinely inspired. If it's not by the grace of God that we are connected, miss me. I don't want to partner. If I ain't heard from God before you came to me, miss me. If you don't call me and you ain't speaking prophetic words that God put in your spirit because he knew what I needed to hear, because we supposed to partner, miss me. The answer is no. So in this season, I have taken hold of the holy no, and I am saying no more. I am really, truly being committed to everything I am authentically called to, and not just taking on everything because I'm afraid of not having enough exposure. I'm not concerned with exposure in this season. At the end of the day, what is mine, and what is not, hey, it is what it is. I'm not afraid of missing out in this season. And so because of that, I am truly taking my time in this season and doing what I am called to only, and really being mindful of the platforms in which I partner and stand on. So with that, guys, I gotta go. See, y'all trying to keep people from eating. Y'all trying to make me neglect people's basic needs. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Let me go. Y'all have a great night. I love y'all, and thank y'all so much for being a part of this, for tuning in. I truly appreciate the support. Having you guys on and having you guys talk back to me, can I be real with y'all? It encourages me to do this more. It encourages me to keep going, because I know y'all are interested. I know people are getting something from it. Because if I can be honest with y'all, when I don't see y'all here talking back to me, honestly, it tells me that what I'm bringing is not of value to you. And so when I see that, it really keeps me from doing videos week after week after week, because at the end of the day, I don't do this for me. I don't do this because I want the platform, because I want more exposure. I do this because I want to help people. And so if I'm not helping anybody, then I just say, okay, well, let me move to the next thing and go do something over here, and I'll just stop using the platform. So I'm appreciative of you guys for the hearts and the comments and all of that, because it encourages me. And this is what motivates me when I talk about purpose. This is what motivates me. Seeing that people are actually getting fed, and actually what I'm saying is resonating, and people are taking this information and running with it. So I encourage you guys that on this week, your assignment, before I get out of here, I want to make sure to give you guys, and I keep forgetting, I always have an assignment for you, and some days I remember and some days I don't. That's why I need to write it down so I have it. But my assignment for you guys tonight or on this week is I want you guys to look at your needs. What do you need? And just write it down. Don't think about it. Don't think if it's possible. Don't think who can provide it. Write down what you need in this season to win. Write it. And I'm talking about the basic thing. If your issue is you don't have food, and for those who want assistance with that, inbox me. Because all this week, I am going to be asking for your needs on my Facebook page. I'm going to be putting your needs out there. And I'm going to encourage all of you others, if you know somebody or you've heard something about something, whatever I post, share it. Let's help each other get our needs met. So don't be coming up here with no Christmas wish list and it's 100 items, 100 items on that. Share your highest top priority item. One, okay? Your highest top priority. But for all the other things that you listed, I want you to then, after you've listed all of your needs, I want you then next to it, how can I get this met? What needs to happen in order for this need to be met? And if you need additional help coming up with ideas and a plan to bring that to pass, call me, inbox me, tag me, whatever you got to do. But see, this season we are moving into self-confidence so we can move into self-actualization, because guess what? It is in that place that we are going to see abundance. It is in that place we are going to experience prosperity, because we're going to be so bold to go after the things that we want and need in this life. We aren't going to be afraid in the place of self-actualization, right? And so at the end of the day, with that being said, that's your assignment. Inbox me, post below your one specific need, or if it's private, inbox me and I will ask and I will keep your name out of it. But if it's food that you need, if you are struggling to have bills paid, whatever it is, let's try to find the resources. Let me email you resources that I have. Let me ask in my network to see if you need a new job right now. Let's ask. Let's start being bold enough to ask for what we have need of. Ask for what you need in this season. You know, you often hear closed mouths don't get fed, and you hear it used in a negative context. But I challenge you in this season, when you have needed something, open your mouth and ask, because guess what? Closed mouths truly don't get fed, because don't nobody know what you have need of. It's that simple. So with that, good night, guys. For the 14th time. Y'all messing up my flow. I usually have 3 times to say bye. I'm on number 14 at this point. I gotta go. So y'all have a good night. I love y'all. I truly appreciate y'all. Thank you for the support. Thank you for pushing me further into purpose and being a part of this journey. And let's grow together. If I missed something and you have another level of insight on this thing, share it in the comments. We are here to teach each other. All I am is a vessel willing to open my mouth and make a comment and tell you what I heard and what revelation I received. But guess what? Every time somebody shares something, that level of revelation is enhanced. That's why you see in the Bible so many different people speaking about the same event. They are looking at the same thing that happened, but sharing their perspective on it, right? We have to learn to do that. I don't know everything and never will profess. I'm not interested in being an expert, because at the moment I become an expert, I stop being a disciple. So I'm not interested. All y'all experts out there, good for you. You said you need my daughter. Okay, Angela, let me tell you this. My daughter, yesterday, I almost had a heart attack because she said, do you need my help? I was making stir fry and she came to me and said, do you need my help? I almost had a heart attack because that girl, then she gonna look at me and say, Mom, do you think I really need to learn how to cook? Is that necessary? Girl, yes, it's necessary. You are a woman. Get yourself together. Get you a recipe if you have to, but you need to be cooking. So anyway, she said, well, mama, my husband gonna be rich and he's going to love to cook. I said, well, praise Jesus. Get you a husband that love to cook so you don't, I'm with you. I see your vision. I see your vision. I'm there with you. So yeah, my daughter, she don't want to touch, she don't want to touch the oven. She don't want to cook. Don't even ask. So anyway, y'all playing these games. I gotta go. I love y'all. And I really want to encourage you guys, please, don't miss this season. Don't miss this just because you're afraid. Don't miss this because you don't know how. Keep asking until you meet somebody that will tell you how. Keep asking. Don't get discouraged in this season, because I promise you, every person that was bold enough to go in and make this thing do what it do and make it work, you will see the manifestation of the promise in this season. I promise you that. I promise you that. Do you hear me? So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. You all in, Stephanie? Let's do this. So with that, y'all, good night. I'll talk to y'all next Monday, 7:30, same time, same place. Mindfully Fit 365, y'all. We gonna live this thing all out.